Still blaming your teammates for losing? Nah bro, it's probably your hero pick. Today, I'll show you the best heroes that can drag you out of epic hell, complete with recommended equipment, emblems, talents, and battle spells you should have been using ages ago. These heroes were selected based on official stats, the latest patch notes, and feedback from Immortal tier players. With that out of the way, let's go! Badang is a human punching machine with remarkable crowd control effects. His ability to stack Thunderbelt is unmatched, since his first skill has such a low cooldown and even counts as a basic attack. But the real nightmare is his stun lock potential. Once Badang catches you, he doesn't just kill you. He traps you in his very own safe space, where the only one unsafe is you. Uranus is one of the toughest in the game. So tough, he doesn't even know what a hemorrhoid is. He's an unconventional tank though. Instead of setting up teamfights, he just goes to the XP lane, applies a generous amount of hydrocortisone, and ignores every pain inflicted on him. And don't forget his first and second skills. Thanks to their absurdly low cooldowns, he can spam them non-stop. Eventually, your whole team will be dead, and Uranus will still be glowing like he just got touched by Vicky Bello. CC makes the list thanks to her absurd movement speed and attack range. On the lane, she bullies most fighters until they feel useless. And in teamfights, she becomes that annoying kid with a yo-yo, except instead of cool tricks, she's just bashing your entire team's skulls one throw at a time. She doesn't even need to risk herself, because her kiting ability lets her dance around enemies like she's crip walking, while you're stuck realizing how much of a clown you are for trying to even reach her. Glue abducts heroes with ease. I'm surprised he's not on the FBI's watch list. In teamfights, the slimy menace can completely ruin the enemy's formation and rhythm. Think of it as suddenly dropping a drunk uncle in the middle of a wedding dance floor. And since he can bypass frontliners with ease, your poor backline heroes turn into his personal playthings. Once glue latches on, it's not a fight anymore. It's just a hostage situation. Arlott is a fighter assassin capable of constantly dashing around the battlefield with his second skill, while casually regenerating HP until your entire team is smeared on the ground. On top of his ridiculous mobility and damage, he's also terrifying because of his crowd control effects that can swipe multiple enemies at once. Fredrin is the Land of Dawn's very own bouncer, except he's exceptionally attractive. He's currently the king of tank junglers, soaking up absurd amounts of damage, peeling enemies like potatoes, and casually deleting fragile heroes who thought they were safe. His ultimate is the real nightmare. Once his crystal energy is charged, he can blast out a straight line of damage so high it can hit up to 4,000 based on how much crystal energy he has. If you want more videos like this, hit like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I upload videos like this so players like you are up to date when it comes to what's meta and what's not. So stay tuned. Yi Sun Shin isn't just here for his crazy damage, but because he's the Swiss Army knife for any team. His ultimate lets him summon a boat he can ride on because walking is for peasants. He gets bonus movement speed and reveals the location of every enemy hero on the map. In other words, he can see dead people. On top of that, he's got both heavy melee damage and deadly range attacks. So whether you run away or run towards him, congratulations! You're still dead. Oh, and did I mention his ultimate can be recasted? Yup. If he feels like it, he'll just smash his boat into your whole team, stunning multiple heroes at once, and sending waves of damage. Hayabusa is everyone's favorite ninja, unless he's on the opposing side. He's known for his flashy dashes that makes him look like he's playing extreme hopscotch, and his lightning-fast ultimate that turns him untargetable while he turns you into minced meat. One second you see him, the next your HP bar is filing for bankruptcy. Be warned though, he's not for the unskilled player. Picking him might just be your team's downfall if you don't have the playing experience and skills necessary for him to be effective. Eamon is that sneaky assassin who thrives on burst damage and pure disrespect. Every time he casts a skill, he cloaks himself, vanishing from the minimap and making you sweat beads. This makes him the ultimate ambusher. One moment, you're farming peacefully. The next moment, Eamon pops out of nowhere, erases your existence, and disappears again like he just went out to buy some milk. Fighting him isn't fair, especially if you're a squishy hero. Lancelot is easily one of the most mobile heroes in the game. This man dashes around so much, you'd think he's trying to dodge child support. His insane speed gives him ridiculous clutch potential, letting him slip out of sticky situations. But what really makes him terrifying is how he closes the gap and deletes your backline with ease. By the time you even see him, your marksman's already grayed out, your mage is screaming, and Lancelot's twirling away like a zesty ballerina. 1-1 for a marksman has unparalleled mobility, slippery as hell, and annoyingly hard to swat. Sure, she starts out fragile, but once she gets her key items, she turns into a full-blown nightmare. She bounces around while attacking, juking enemies with incredible finesse, and if you finally catch her with a stun, plot twist, she just springs out of it like nothing happened thanks to her second skill that can cleanse her off most crowd control effects. And that's not all. Her ultimate, once unlocked, lets her soar to the skies and pour down a rain of pain, one clueless enemy at a time. Nathan is probably one of the fastest marksmen in the game when it comes to attack rate. This guy fires so fast, you'd think he's speed hacking. His basic attacks fly like micro-dwarf star boomerangs, passing through multiple enemies, which makes him a teamfight menace. Add in his second skill with its weird crowd control, and it's already annoying. But then comes his ultimate, which doesn't just crank his damage output through the roof, it also lets him blink. Granger plays the game like it's an FPS, relying on skill shots that hit harder than your wife. He's got the most efficient skill uptime among marksmen, which basically makes him a universal level threat in both teamfights and 1v1s. Add in his stylish dashes and ridiculous burst damage, and suddenly, he's less marksman and more death incarnate. He can shred most lineups with ease and has very few weaknesses. Unless you count being a piss-poor player a weakness, then yeah, maybe practice a bit more. Irithel is one of the few marksmen that can keep attacking while running. That means while other marksmen have to stop and shoot like normal people, Irithel's out here sprinting, firing arrows, and looking like she's training for the Olympics. She's one of the best in the game when it comes to kiting. Chasing her feels like trying to catch feelings. And it's not just the mobility, her damage is massive. So while you're struggling to land a hit, she's already turned your HP bar into a suggestion. Leslie is the only marksman who can deal true critical damage, which means your shiny armor and physical defense are about as useful as a KFC bucket. Sure, in the early game, she's one of the weakest marksmen around, with the laning impact of a spitball, but once she gets her core items, good luck, friendship. At that point, she's less of a marksman and more of a sniper assassin capable of carrying even the darkest of dark system players. Zidian is a mage with insane range and utility. Her ultimate doesn't just hurt every single enemy on the map no matter where they're hiding, it also stuns them. Combine that with her first and second skills, and she's fully capable of helping wipe multiple enemies before they even realize what hit them. And if you pair her with a good setter tank, it's time for bed. You'll probably wake up next season. Chang'e is one of the best mages for teamfights and securing objectives. Her damage output is so insane, it feels like she's powered by NASA. drop her ultimate in the right spot, and suddenly the enemy team looks like ants under a magnifying glass. But here's the catch. She's extremely reliant on positioning. One tiny mistake and that ultimate of hers turns into a useless decor. Play her right and she's a monster. Play her wrong and she's just a source of gold and experience. Barca is a long-range snooker who rains down damage like it's bird flu season. Her range is insane, her damage is ridiculous, and on top of that, she can literally fly. That means rotating from one lane to another is effortless. In teamfights, she's insanely potent, melting enemies from a safe distance. And if things go south, no problem. She just flaps away as if she didn't just blow off one of her enemies' heads. Kimi is one of the most versatile and mobile marksmen in the game. She deals tons of damage while kiting, hovers around the map with tech and mobility that will make Marty McFly envious, and can even bypass walls and terrain with ease. On top of that, her crowd control skills let her lock down groups of enemies, turning teamfights into farming. Kadita is famous for her disgusting burst combo that can delete most heroes instantly, even the ones who think they can take it. On top of that, she's very mobile, and her second skill can knock enemies airborne to the moon. And just when you finally think you've got her on your hit list, her passive kicks in and surprise! She heals a chunk of her HP. This effect has a 30 seconds cooldown. Kalia's impact lies in her ability to bypass the front lines and pick off key targets. Her second skill has a very long reach that can knock enemies caught in its impact airborne. And if that's not scary enough, her ultimate can straight up lock enemies down, turning your squishy backline into easy appetizers. With her ability to lift heroes into the air and bypass frontliners like they don't even exist, Kalia makes picking off key enemies feel less like strategy and more like bullying with extra steps. Florin can restore HP to her entire team from anywhere on the map. You could be getting stumped in the base, and Florin's sitting in lane farming flowers like, "Don't worry fam, I got you." But it doesn't stop there. Her ultimate also boosts HP and shield regen effects for 2 seconds, which means heroes with strong sustain suddenly feel like they've unlocked cheat codes. Fighting a team with Florin feels like punching a sponge. It just keeps bouncing back, and eventually, you're the one who's gonna break. Diggy will never be irrelevant, mainly because his ultimate gives his teammates immunity to most forms of crowd control. If you pick him against CC heavy lineups, you're already halfway to victory, because nothing tilts an enemy more than watching their stuns, knockups, and roots get turned into a group hug of wasted skills. On top of that, his second skill is one of the nastiest CC tools in the game, tethering a single enemy hero like he just put them on a shock collar. Angela's ultimate lets her literally put herself into an ally from anywhere on the map. Once she merges with him, she slaps on a thick temporary shield and starts casting skills like a backseat gamer who just can't let go of the controller. This makes her a nightmare for pickoff lineups. Just when you think you've isolated someone for the kill, surprise! Angela pops out, or I guess pops inside her teammate, and flips the tide of battle. Grok is a walking demolition crew and a crowd control powerhouse rolled into one giant rock. His first, second, and ultimate skills all come with CC effects, which basically means if you're anywhere near him, you're about to get tossed around like laundry in a washing machine. He can lock down multiple enemies with ease, and thanks to his unstoppable ultimate, he doesn't just bypass the front line, he plows through it like an 18-wheeler with no brakes. What other heroes do you think deserve a spot on this list? Comment down below. Thanks a bunch for watching, and we'll see each other in the next one. Peace!